Some people say we live in a democracy. We don't. In a democracy, the people are sovereign. They have the final say in how they are governed, as well as who governs them. Others think we live in a representative democracy. We don't live in one of those either. We have a choice between two political parties, Labour or Conservative. The MPs who are supposed to represent us actually represent the political parties, and they get their jobs by being chosen by small local cliques and party officials. We have no say in who represents us. We live in a two-party state. We're divided into those two categories, and we're ruled because we're divided. Every 4 or 5 years, we get to choose between them. That's our complete input into the democratic process in this country. Essentially, we live in a parliamentary dictatorship. Who rules Parliament rules us. Some people think we're subjects of the Queen. We're not. We're the subjects of Parliament. Does it matter if every few years we get to put a ballot in a box? It doesn't matter at all, and increasingly people are saying no. Turnout has dropped drastically over the past 10 or 15 years. Typically it used to be around 75%, now it's around 60%. People are understanding how futile it is to turn out and vote, how little real say and influence they have in the political system that we have. The solution the politicians have to this decline in turnout is to throw money at it. Inevitably it's our money, and so they set up all sorts of little organisations and commissions to increase turnout. It doesn't occur to them that we don't turn out because it doesn't really matter. We've got it sussed. Turning out in most seats doesn't make the blindest bit of difference. It used to matter who you voted for. There was quite a large ideological divide between the main parties. But now, as they increasingly move towards the centre ground, there is no divide. They're all trapped in the same structures, they've all got to conform to the same rules. They can't really change that much if they want to get power. In spite of this, 3/4 of us still believe it's important to vote. We see on the news that people all over the world are being imprisoned, tortured and murdered for that simple right, the right to put a ballot in a ballot box. We believe it's a precious right, and it's one we're fighting for. But we're not fighting for the right of 12,000 people in marginal constituents to decide how we're governed. We're fighting for a vote that counts for all of us. We're fighting for votes that count whenever we need them to count. If there's a problem, ultimately, we want to be able to use referendum processes, votes that count, to solve those problems. There is a problem with voting under the system we have. Every time we vote, every time we put that ballot paper in that ballot box, we say to the politicians and the political system, it's okay guys, you carry on. You have our consent to carry on as things are now. Participation is consent. We're saying withdraw that consent, but withdraw it in a way that will pressure the political system to reform itself. We're not saying don't vote. We're saying put a price on that vote. We're saying to politicians, if you want that vote, earn that vote. We're not apathetic. We're excluded. Include us and we'll participate. You want our votes? Then you give us votes that count.